Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. We got some stuff to talk about today, so let's just get into it. Russia's been increasing their activity up by the Kupiansk area today. It seems like this is where they're going to try to do their next offensive and try to reclaim their positions that they lost by the Oskil River. This is a good natural barrier so they can concentrate their troops in other more important regions in the Donetsk Oblast. There's been no confirmed gains or anything. Russia has been pushing on the area by Vorchine right here. They've been basically trying to get rid of the Ukrainian bridgehead up across the northern part of the Oskil River to prevent them from doing any sort of flank attack if they try to attack Petropavlivka. Russia claims control over Sinkivka, however it's probably unlikely for now, but we'll see what happens. The Monpershi and Masyutivka are currently gray zones right now, and it seems like Russia may begin stepping up a defensive here to retake Kislivka, push up to Petropavlivka, and eventually kick them back out through Kupiansk. That's their goal, but that doesn't mean that they're going to achieve it right now. Russia wants to pull troops out of the Bakhmut area and put them here, but that's currently being complicated by Ukraine's defense in Bakhmut right now. Russia has mainly been concentrating their attacks on the northern sector of Bakhmut in the direction of Yahidne. They have not made any progress by Paraskovivka and Krasnohora. The defense here was really good because it was their last main holdout to prevent some bigger form of retreat, so thankfully the defenses here are holding. It seems like Russia has largely gave up attacking this area for now. Russia's also been putting a lot of focus into the area south by Ivanivske. They want to eventually gain fire control over the road that goes through Hromove. And right now, as long as they don't control this suburb outside, they won't be able to get full fire control over this area. This is being further complicated by the fact that Ukraine is withdrawing across the Bakhmutovka River. This is going to slow down Russia's efforts to try to capture the city. It's going to shorten the front line, allowing more troops to go to the flanks, and it's going to put a nice barrier in between the defenses. It's also going to allow Ukraine to use and properly make use of the better fortifications inside the center of Bakhmut. Then there's a natural elevation point that goes through this side too, making it overall harder to storm. And with Ukraine drawing further back, it's going to make an actual operational encirclement of Bakhmut much harder. With the shortening of the front line, Ukraine is going to attempt counterattacks up by Blahodatne and by Klishchivka. If these are successful, this will severely set Russia back. They've dumped a ton of resources into taking these cities, and even just pushing them back along the ridge and back across the river from Blahodatne will secure Bakhmut's future for a while. It's going to come down to a counterattack on the flanks or just holding the line at the flanks, because right now Russia isn't able to take the city with the sides of the flanks, but if they expand their control, they probably will, so it's good to keep them locked how they are now or push them further back. Overall, the situation is a bit more under control than it seems. It is still definitely bad, but there's multiple plans and they all have fail-safes. So that's what's going on right here. Up by Kreminna, it's just a complete back and forth up here. The area in between the two lines is pretty much a gray zone. Russia is doing a massive counterattacks. They don't have the advantage, but they do have the initiative right now. The Ukrainian troops here are just as well trained as the Russian ones, so it's unlikely that Russia's going to be able to push them back up to the Zherebets River right along here. The delivery of tanks is the main reason why Russia is trying to gear up for a big offensive now. They were originally planning to do it in late May, early June, once the spring mud had cleared up and they'd be able to have an advantage in equipment and planning. But the delivery of those tanks has forced Russia's hand and has made them have to do the offensive now, pretty much. So even if the line does go back up to the Oskil River, as long as the actual front doesn't move past the Sloviansk line, the situation should be pretty stable for Ukraine to get the tanks in the springtime and do an offensive towards the south. I think looking back in retrospect in the war, the delivery of the tanks could be the thing that forced Russia's defeat in this, because they were forced to do their offensive before they were done gathering all the equipment, before they had finished taking out Bakhmut. So we're just going to have to see what happens. Alright, see you guys later. Thank you to my channel members Gene Helford, Stieg Grun, Butler-esque, David Appel, De La Mathatas, Phil Martin, Evie Fong, Robert Jenkins, Richard Quadri, Focus Pocus 100, Gaz B, Javette Witter, Russell Whiskey, Stephen Benz, Evan Shin, Mr. Walkman, Rye Jones, Chasbex, Smile Daydream, and a special thanks to my third tier members Ashley C137, Joe Sauer, Maxim Zabrzyński, Joe Raindell, PG, Jane Dungu, Mike Q, JG Bashlow, Matthew Barnes, and Jacob Munch. See you guys later.